Mic check, 1, 2. This your boy Q from Movement Radio. Right here on the Movement Radio Network. We're looking at the stats. I'm getting up on this thing this year, man. You see the date down here? It's the 31st. I usually get them after the first of the month, but since it's 31st, today, it's a Friday. I ain't really got nothing going on until, about another hour. So I say, let me go ahead on, jump on, do what I got to do. But it's good to be with you, man. Our first month is down, so all of the stuff that you said you was going to do and for the new year while you was in November and December, it's January and it's gone already. So that's how fast it's moving. I like to appreciate all of the people that's steadily always connecting with Movement Radio on all the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Thank you for always connecting and listening to the radio station and supporting the radio station, man. I appreciate it. Today is my father's birthday, so rest in constant peace to him. He would have been about 78 today. So he rests with the ancestors, and I appreciate and celebrate him. But let's jump right straight into this. What we came here for is the stats on today. Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil. That's just for this week. As you can see, I don't know if I broke it down one time, long time ago, about how stuff is comes in on a weekly basis and monthly basis, whatever. I just never look at it like that. So, as you can see, this week it's been heavy. Brazil, Argentina, Venezuela. And that's good stuff, man. I can appreciate it this month. So does that right? At the 1st to the 31st, yeah. So for the first month of the new year, 2020, we at 579 on our average listeners, and that's down 45% from December, but that's to be expected because December is really, I don't know why, but December is always a huge jump in listeners, but we're gonna get this up in the months to come as we continue to drop stuff. Our unique listeners down 14%, still at 133, not bad. And peak listeners at 13. The time and peak listeners went up 15%, so it's outstanding. The time, average listening time, I seen this over here, and I was trying to get over here. It's went up 45%. That is crazy. So, I guess the crowd that typically listens is back on, and they listening for the new year. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you very much. So thank you. And like I always say, always share with your friends and family about Movement Radio. But 2 hours, 14 minutes, 39 seconds. I think that's got to be the highest we've ever been. I ought to do a 2-year average or whatever and see what it really is. But I think that's about the highest. So let's move on to the top countries. Top countries that's listening. Of course, the United States at 89%, Brazil at 3%, Cameroon, that's in the motherland, 2%, France, 2%, and somewhere unknown, aliens or something. Nah, that's typically folks plugging in from probably a device or a place that's just, they can't track it, so the computer can't track where it's coming from. But even whatever that is, that's 1%. So it's a lot of that, whatever it is. Top clients, that's the top way folks are listening. Chrome is at 39%, which has overtaken the iOS app, the Apple app for the Movement Radio. So that's down at 25%. So that's pretty interesting, man. I appreciate it. The Movement Radio Android app at 16%. Tune in, which ours will be say tune in or other. We're not on tune in anymore. We are now on Streamer, STREEMA.com. Search in the directory of radio stations for Movement Radio, and you can listen from that spot right there. So Android browser down here at 3%, so round about 19%, and that's pretty good. I think that is for me. I think that's pretty good. Top platform, smartphones coming in at half of the listeners that are listening are listening from the smartphones, and that's the trend of the new age. Everything is mobile now. So business is mobile, radio is mobile, everything is mobile now. So that's not a surprise. Desktop at 42%, and then other listeners, I guess that's through tablets and other things like that, at 9%. So good stuff. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all of the folks that's listening. My people from Brazil, man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all ain't hit me up in a while, so I'm glad y'all still listening on. I still have some more information to put out for the listeners of Movement Radio. We are in the process of hiring or moving on to put in some more guest DJs on a regular basis. So one thing I did for the new year was I went and put out some advertising requesting DJs. I received a lot. I'm in South Florida, so of course I put it out in South Florida, and I received a lot of Latin type DJ programmers that wanted to use the platform for their audience base. I'm not against that, but what I'm looking for things that's going to fall into the pillars of what Movement Radio stands for. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm fully able to get straight into the Latin market, but we'll see. I'm definitely going to give a couple a try. We got a brother that's hooked up. He's in the process of getting hooked up and getting ready to broadcast. He's going to be on every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 9, and he's going to be his style is kind of eclectic, and it's a lot of African root type music, and it's Brazilian jazz funk type. So it's a really innovative type of sound, and I like it. So y'all will be able to tune into Movement Radio at MvmntRadio.com/listen live, or just go to Movement Radio, like from right here. If you own your browser, you would go to, as you see it up there, MovementRadio.com. Once you get to the MovementRadio.com, you'll be able to listen to the radio station straight from here as this populates, from this area here. Or you can go to the Listen Live. Once you go to the Listen Live, you can go down to, just click right onto the Listen Live. And that'll take you to our Listen Live radio station page. So you'll be able to listen from this spot right here. Like, hold on, let me pause the music. You'll be able to hit that and listen right from this spot right here. Turn it up, turn it down. Right. Or you can listen from this spot here. You can mash this right here, and then you can continue to browse around the whole thing. So for those of you that don't know, we do have a Movement Radio apparel, shirts. We moving into that area, and you can once you go onto the website, you can hover over the Movement Radio tees and gear and go down to Movement Radio. We got 3 lines out now. They're going to fall under 3 different lines, and I'm probably going to put out like a sports type line, and then that's going to be it. It's either going to fall under Movement Radio, Black Excellence, Ancestors, and Legacy, or, you know, the sports one that I'm going to create. So our latest one is the Ancestors and Legacy. And I just want to introduce y'all to that while I got your attention. So when you get right on to Movement Radio, here's what it looks like. You get right onto the store, and you could go in here. It pops up the Ancestors and Legacy line of gear that we have. So if you're in a cold weather spot, you know, down here in South Florida, it's been in the 50s and 60s for about a month. So you can get yourself a hoodie. And then here's the colors down here, the sizes. Boom. Colors. You know, as you joggle through the colors, you can see the change right there. And if you want to get a close-up view on it, just hover your mouse over the spot right there. And then, of course, got white. But boom, I love that black. And we have the sister shirt, the Ancestors Walk With Me. We had a great queen on there. I like this shirt a lot for the sisters. Yes, I'm designing all the shirts, so if you got any people out there that's t-shirt designers and all of that, you know, feel free to hit me up. I showed you the hoodies, right? Mugs for you coffee drinkers out there, you tea drinkers out there. You can get you a mug in several different colors. You know what I mean? The kids hoodie, for some reason, is coming out with the stuff off cast. So I gotta either fix that or delete it. So, you know, I'm gonna figure it out. Long shirt, and it's a premium shirt, so it's kind of almost like the dry fit type material, but it's like a little less pricey. So, you know, once again, you got the same basic colors that you know, that go well with this type of stuff. So you got the Great King on there. Some of y'all know who that is. You got the Great King on there. And then you got the tees. Had to put a pink in there for the ladies. Had to put a purple in there for the bros. Boom, black. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. Tank tops, same thing. Ladies got the tights, the leggings. You know what I mean? So it's really, really innovative. Really took my time with designing these. Got the kids in there too. So if you want to get the kids some shirts or whatever, they in there as well. Tank tops, same thing. Boom, with the ladies. And then the classic white tee, but it's long sleeve. So, you know, and then if you want to look in this particular way, you know what I'm saying, you can go that way and listen. And then look. So I haven't even advertised this yet because I'm making some changes, and then I want to add another legacy on there. So some of y'all might know who this is. Some of y'all might not. Some of y'all might know who this is, and some of y'all might not. But I got another ancestor I'm gonna put on there. I don't know if I got it on my let me see, where did I put it? That ain't it right there. That's my logos, t-shirt designs right here. Legacy. So I'm working on these. That's also going to be on there. And of course, it's going to be the brother Malcolm is getting a shirt designed. I'm just pulling together some designs that I like. The brother Bob is going to get a design. Boom. This is going to be, I'm going to mix up and kind of work these designs for a Bob shirt. And I think over here, no, this is the other difference. So these are some of the other designs that you'll see, but I'm kind of like putting them together and how I want to do them in my mind. And there's some of the stuff that's already completed. There's something else I had, but I don't see it right now, so I guess it is what it is. I wanted to show you guys that because it's really, really innovative and it's really, really nice. You know what I'm saying? I want to introduce a lot of times, you know, we suffer from just not knowing, you know what I'm saying? And the thing I want to do is just introduce some of the other stuff. This is some of the wallpapers. As I'm working on getting these wallpapers out, and then because this is going to be when I had an event. I'm looking. Also, I was out earlier today looking at a building. So I got some exciting stuff that I know y'all gonna like about this building, and some of the wallpapers is gonna be, you know, plastered up. It's gonna be really nice, you know what I'm saying? Because it's some people that talk to me and they be like, you know, like sometimes like where you at, I want to come to where you at, you know. So you know, I wanted to get a different type of building. I don't know where it's at, man, but you might recognize some of these. But this is kind of like how I get in my zone and start designing stuff like that. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for always coming through and doing your thing with me at Movement Radio. Tell your friends and family about us. Tell them to go ahead and download the app. You can go to your app stores, your Google Play Store and your Apple App Store and search Movement Radio and download the app. The app is free. You get free content on there and you get free everything. You don't have to pay for nothing. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned before I go that, you know, the podcast, which is Movement Radio Podcast, I've been working like more on that than the radio. So, I mean, now that I got these other DJs that's coming on, I'm going to have more programming being done by other DJs. So I'll be able to like work the Mac mode and the Jazz and Love and the middays. I'll be able to work those exclusively without trying to do the whole slice of the pie. You know what I'm saying? I could do the whole pie. And then I'm giving slices away to other DJs, so they could do their thing. So essentially, I'll be more engaged on the radio station because I have been previously more engaged in the podcast. Because, you know, as I went forward in the podcast, and you know, one or two of my podcasts got forward to somebody that suggested it to get put on iHeartRadio. So I had to submit all of this stuff and formatting and all of this crazy stuff that I had to do. So I had been working on that for the last couple of months, and we good. We live now on iHeartRadio. I'm just working on putting together some stuff. So the podcast is gonna be jumping, and I need people to interview. I need like a whole bunch of stuff, man. And I'm focusing on some stuff, but sometimes when you're trying to do that type of stuff, it's almost like, you know, when you producing the podcast, sometimes I feel like you're in the zone and you're by yourself, and you so, you know, I don't know if I'm too comfortable with always talking to myself, so I like to engage people. So but anyway, that's that. I appreciate you for coming through. I appreciate you. This was the stats for January 2020, first month of the new decade. So we got to make this decade better than the last decade. We got to spend time and support each other, and not just support each other in words, but do it in deeds. Step out, shop black people, support black music, support black businesses, and we'll continue to grow. All right, holla at your boy, man.